Alright, here we are in our final match. We get to be on the play, but we don't get to have a good hand. Hand's okay. I'm gonna put that on top. Don't really want to stumble on my mana. And this hand actually looks decent to me. We're not really gonna ramp per se, but and I do want that land on top, and it looks like our life total is not going to be an issue, so down to 14 we go. So I'm not going to put a really high priority on my life total, but if my opponent passes here, I think I'm going to play Geist of St. Traft rather than one of my planeswalkers. And we've got a mana leak. I think I'll try to play Garruk first. Wow, Mutavault. Are we up against like Fairies? If we run into another... Wow, Vendilion Click. All right. I have no response to that. I feel like my opponent might take the Tamiyo, but if he takes the Tamiyo, I think I'll just go Noble Hierarch Reflector Mage. This seems kind of good. I doubt my opponent has sweepers. I'll take his pressure off the board, but that Ancestral taking away is going to be a problem. Wow, my opponent went after the Garruk. I'm a little surprised by that. Ooh, Spell Queller is nice. So I can do this and attack. If my opponent casts the click, I think I'll Spell Queller it. So opponent's got a full grip, but I'm pretty far ahead on the board. And if my opponent taps mana, I get to Tamiyo. See if my opponent goes for a Reflector Mage or a Cryptic Command here. You know, my opponent doesn't really want to do it here, but also doesn't want to allow me to continually play stuff onto the board. Yep, and that's fine. Could also consider doing nothing there because, like, with 1 more mana, I would be able to potentially overload my opponent's mana with Tamiyo plus something else, like plus the Reflector Mage. Be able to make it so that one of them gets pushed through, but considering, well, if this is a Fairies deck, they're usually known for being able to force things through. That's pretty annoying. Oof. I guess I'll just get my Exalted triggers. So Hierarchs are kind of doing some good work. I have to start worrying about, though, my, you know, an individual creature getting, you know, having an entire combat go by where I don't deal any damage because my opponent had a trick for my one creature that could attack. I don't want to play the Noble Hierarch first because I want to at least have my opponent respect the possibility that I have a really good card in hand. Then he needs to hold counter magic for. My opponent's just trying to bide time for his Ancestrals to come off their timer. Oh wow. He actually got my Hierarch. A little unfortunate. I mean, if that's all he's got going on, I'll kind of want to just take it. This actually worked out okay. Simply because my opponent doesn't have the luxury of actually taking something from my hand, but maybe if I'm really lucky, I'll just get something really good here. Be very nice. Oh, that's actually not so bad. I doubt my opponent has very many ways to interact with that. And with the Exalted triggers, the Lumbering Falls might actually be like really hard to deal with. My opponent is going to have a lot of cards though. So that's going to be really annoying. But Lumbering Falls is going to be pretty hard to deal with, especially with the Exalted triggers. Making it a 5/5. Wow, my opponent's getting aggressive. Jeez. Oh. Oh, Creeping Tar Pit. So between the Tar Pit and the Mistbind Click, that's gonna knock me to 2. It's pretty bad. Oh man. If I could cast that, that would be awesome. Assume my opponent has a removal spell for this. What? Can't be right. I guess the click is still like a 2-turn clock. I wonder what my opponent thinks of seeing Wingmate Roc in my hand. I mean, he may just say, okay, I can counter that. Looks like that is what he's saying. Man, if I had one more mana, though, I could cast it right now. But this may be a situation where my opponent's just trying to get one attack in with the click, and then tap my team down, and he can untap and kill me. Restoration Angel would be a really nice top deck. Ooh, Tectonic Edge is good. I think I'm going to block this time. See if this elicits a response. My opponent has 6 cards in his hand. Pretty miserable for me. So what can I do here? Guess I can float a bunch of mana and play Wingmate Roc. Pretty sure my opponent's supposed to wait until I'm already inside of combat. But I'll take it, I guess. Oh, he did do it inside of combat. Lol. My opponent has enough attacking power toughness to knock me to 1. Univolve's pretty sweet. And at this point, my opponent can unfortunately just take this. And we're probably dead. Yep. Totally toast. So Reflector Mages can come out. Negates. And Kitchen Finks can come in. As well as Grafdigger's Cage. Got the Exile out. And that's what we're going to do. There's our game against control decks. I wonder what would be the best 5-drop for me to have against a deck like this. There's always cards like Thrun that can be really powerful. Ugh. I don't think my opponent has that much 2-mana removal. I think like Geist is pretty good. I'm gonna keep. My opponent might have a little bit of discard, but I've got 2 Geists. My opponent might have Damnation, but I'll have to like tap out for it, and I can just play another. So. I would prefer to have some sort of like aggressive action by turn 2, but I think this hand's like good enough. Ooh, my opponent's line is way better than mine. Wow. So we get to play our Geist underneath counter magic. Pretty sweet. So it may end up trading with a like Vendilion Click, but it's still gonna get a nice whack in. Be crazy if my opponent had like a Devour Flesh or some other sacrifice thing. Wow, my opponent's actually stuck on mana. That's a pretty big deal. Oh, that's gonna be great if we can do it. So I think there's a good chance that my opponent has a Vendilion Click. So I'm gonna go for the pre-combat Gideon. Nice. And we'll make a Night Ally. And this makes me think my opponent has a click. Yep. So if I had kept the Gideon in my hand, it definitely would have gotten clicked away. There's faux show. Now my hand, what's left of it, is quite awful. That's a little annoying. But thankfully, I don't think there's really anything my opponent can do against a Gideon. Short of like Hero's Downfall. We almost got him. So if my opponent draws a land, he could potentially kill my Gideon with his Creeping Tar Pit and Vendoing Click. Although it looks like my opponent probably has Cryptic Command. Ooh, Gavony Township. Like that. Spell Stutter Sprite. Pretty mediocre. Opponent was obviously not planning on being in this situation. I'm going to lose my Gideon, which is unfortunate. But I'm going to have 3 lethal attackers. That part's good. Oh, wow. All right. We've got a real gunfight. I could top deck a Planeswalker. That'd be nice. Fortunately, I did not. I can't think of anything. Oh shoot! I guess actually there's Disfigure. And I guess I play around Disfigure. Wait, if my opponent has Disfigure, he'll be able to just be 3/3, 4/4, 5/5. Yeah, I can play around Disfigure. I definitely should have just made it a 3/3 on my turn though. Oh, I want to play that so bad. Well, it's a lethal threat, so my opponent, whatever he's got to show it. Well, like this. Lay it on me. All right, now we can see if he has the Disfigure. And Ajani's going to be a beating, as is Lumbering Falls, to be frank. See what you got. That's not good enough. And I've got plenty of mana. I can play this without having to worry about mana leak. So I go for the Resto Angel. It's instant. Protect a guy. I feel like the Ajani plus Lumbering Falls is plus creature on board is just way too much for my opponent to deal with. Opponent might have Cryptic Command, but well, now it's not going to matter. And that is game, folks. All right, we're going to a game 3. Take advantage of a bumpy start from my opponent. See if we can do it again. This is a decent hand. Fast mana with a Resto Angel. Need to draw some Planeswalkers, but I'll take it. Ooh, Bitter Blossom. Putting the pressure on me. Really wish I just had like Qasali Pridemage. This Bitter Blossom might actually be pretty hard for me to overcome. That's certainly going to help. So I could play Restoration Angel using Wall of Roots, blink my Wall of Roots, crack the fetch line, play Qasali Pridemage. Then I wouldn't have mana to kill the Bitter Blossom. Wow, I wonder if my opponent has oh, I actually don't even I don't even need the white mana. Well, I don't really want to run into mana leak now. And I am not actually gonna kill it right away because I'm pretty sure I can get an attack off. I guess actually the token's probably worth more than just 3 damage. It's kind of a waste. Kind of a spew. So I think that I'll just take the damage. If I play my Restoration Angel, it's going to die no matter what. And maybe there's a chance my opponent does something like this. This is kind of a free roll, because of what's left in my hand. Oh, another. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. So I can actually play 2 Restoration Angels on the same turn. Kind of cool. So I think what I want to do is link my Queller and not counter the Inquisition of Kozilek. Oh, I have to do that. Alright, well, whatever, it's fine. I just switch which card. It's I just switch which card I have on lockdown. So I think I'd rather counter the Bitter Blossom than the Doomblade. Is that true, actually? Deck for 5. Yeah, I do want to do this. Okay. That's all right. Do get some fairly decent beatdowns. My opponent's gonna get like a ton of cards. And I have to worry about things like Mistbind Click. I feel like this thing's about due. Oh yeah, it's my opponent's gonna have 6 cards this turn, and his Bitter Blossom token. Pretty annoying. It would have been really nice that turn if I'd drawn a Planeswalker. If I'd drawn Elspeth. Oh, that'd be so sweet. I would have actually had enough mana to cast it also. The Wall of Roots. Oh, wow. That's going to be a problem. Wow, Sword of Feast and Famine's so sweet in a like permission deck. Jeez. That is brutal. And I think my opponent had that in his hand from last turn. Yeah, that's real bad for me. Yeah, I'm gonna have a real hard time. Threads of Disloyalty on my Wall of Roots? Wonder if he wants the mana? Huh. Seems like a little odd. I think I want to attack with the Resto Angel. But I can't attack with the Brick Falls. Pretty close game. This could definitely like spiral out of control pretty fast as soon as my opponent has a removal spell for the Spell Queller. I assume that I'm gonna lose this game, but it's like kind of close. Not blocking with my Spell Queller. So my opponent's gonna have a lethal Air Force pretty shortly. Actually, a great draw. I'm a little worried about a sweeper, but I think that I want to main phase my Restoration Angel to play around. Oh, I guess that doesn't work out. Yeah, I'm just gonna hold on. I don't know. This gets blown up by a counter spell. See how my opponent proceeds here. If my opponent doesn't attack, that's going to be pretty telling. And I've got 2 more life I can gain from this Kitchen Finks. Kind of a big deal. Wow, so with the Wall of Roots, my opponent actually has enough mana to cast Cryptic Command, which is noteworthy. This will be a 4/4. And with the Wall of Roots, he's going to have enough mana to re-equip it. I could double block, but I don't want to do that. Now, if I could top that, I have like a lot of things that I could draw here that would bust this game open. Oh, wait, yeah, he gets all his mana untapped. Shoot. I forgot about that. Still kind of feel like I have a lot of things that could break this game open. That's pretty decent. With that, I think I can just sit here and do nothing. That's not true. Guess maybe the Elspeth doesn't do a whole lot. I think what I should actually do is just attack with the Kitchen Finks. I would really like it if my Kitchen Finks died. If my opponent has something like Mana Leak. Nope, Snapcaster Mana Leak. It's pretty annoying. That's the way it goes. Could have attacked that turn with 5 things, but I think I just would have been dead to a counterattack. I'm at 4. But I'm going to be dead to my opponent drawing Cryptic Command at any point, which he did, so. Or had. Well, pretty sweet games. It would have been nice to have like a Dispel for this matchup, but for my first run of this deck, you know, I kind of just threw it together. It's pretty sweet. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching, you guys. You guys are awesome. See you next week.